So I'm doing a 72-hour fast right now. I'm technically 8 hours in. I started at 3 p.m. today. It's a little after 11 o'clock right now. Not the original plan. I was actually planning on starting at 7 o'clock tonight, but I just wasn't really that hungry, so I kind of jumped the gun there. But tomorrow, I'll be giving you all of the details of everything that I'm gonna be doing throughout this upcoming 72-hour journey. Okay, it's way too late for me. I gotta go to bed. So it's 8:30 in the morning now. We're 17 and a half hours into the 72-hour fast. Feeling good. I actually have quite a bit of experience with intermittent fasting and 24-hour fasting. So not really feeling any different at the moment, but before I actually put anything into my body, I wanted to do a couple of things. So I wanted to check my body fat, I wanted to do my circumference measurements, I want to check my weight, and then I also have this glucose monitor because I want to start regularly checking my blood glucose. Now with the 4 different types of measurements that I'm going to be doing, with the body fat measurements, the circumference measurements, I'm doing them right now and at the very end of the 72-hour fast. And then I'm gonna be checking my weight every morning, and then I will be doing my blood glucose measurements in the morning around noonish and midday, and then at the end of the day. All right, so I just weighed myself. I'm 190 on the dot. So let's check the body fat percentage. 13.8%. Okay, so we got the trusty tape measure here. So I'm gonna be doing my chest, my waist, and my hips. That's it, just 3 measurements. Just want to keep it really, really simple and easy. We got 40.5. We got about 33 for the waist. We got 41.25 for my hips. All right, let's test my blood glucose right now. Ouch. Ouchie, ouch. Oh, we got it. We got it. Fasting blood glucose is 76 milligrams per deciliter. So why am I doing this 72-hour fast? Well, there are tons of benefits that we actually see when it comes to prolonged fasting. You know, I'm particularly interested in the anti-inflammatory effects. I think that a lot of people are just really kind of chronically inflamed, and even looking at myself, I feel like I have a fairly good diet, but there is definitely some inflammation going on in my body. So I'm hoping that this fast can help me reduce inflammation to some degree. Also, autophagy is something that is very popular right now, and it's essentially just cellular cleanup and recycling. So it's the spring cleaning of some of those cells in your body that are a little bit dysfunctional or just not working properly. So I think that is something that can be 100% beneficial. And then also, fasting is also supposed to be really good for stem cell production. So just like autophagy, just like anti-inflammatory properties, I think this is all going to be very, very helpful with just making my body run at a more optimal level. And I just want to feel better. I feel like a lot of people are kind of just like sluggish and they don't feel like they're 100%. So I'm hoping that this can open up some kind of door for me to walk through and to start having my body feel a little bit better than it did prior to the 72-hour fast. And then lastly, I think I've been really good at intermittent fasting and 24-hour fasting regularly for a really long time now. So I'll do anywhere between 1 to 2 24-hour fasts a week, and then I'll intermittent fast the rest of the week. But I've never actually done anything longer than a 24-hour fast. So I think this is something that is gonna allow me to push myself, my body, my mind, and I think it'll be really advantageous for me, really helpful. And I think after the 72 hours, I hope I can learn a little bit more about myself. Well, it's about 9:45 p.m. So it means it's about 31 hours into the 72-hour fast. So I'm approaching the halfway point, which is exciting. Today overall was, I would say, a pretty good day. My energy was actually very high throughout most of the day. I think I was right about when I was the most hungry, which was right around noon and then around 3 o'clock and then 7 o'clock. However, the hunger in the evening just continued, and I'm actually kind of starting to feel like my hunger is slowly going away, which is great because I'm gonna go to bed soon. I probably look pretty exhausted right now, but I'm actually doing okay. It is bedtime. All in all, I would say that today was a pretty good day. So when it comes to everything that I was consuming today, I drank a lot of water. I was just constantly drinking water just because I wanted to fill my stomach up with something, and the water was keeping me hydrated, and it was just nice to put something in my body. I was also eating salt as well. I was having some sea salt, and the salt was really good. It was like the best thing ever. Having the salt was a lifesaver. I also had a couple of cups of coffee, and then I had 1 glass of water with about a tablespoon or 2 full of apple cider vinegar, which was also delicious. But that is it. Tomorrow is mostly just gonna be coffee, mostly water. And then I think I'm gonna have some green tea in the afternoon at some point, and then continue with eating a little bit of salt here and there throughout the entire day. Okay, I'm gonna do my blood glucose one more time. So I've done it in the morning, afternoon, and this will be the third and final time for the day. Okay, we are sitting at 90 again. Okay, so we're staying consistent with the blood glucose, which is a good thing. Okay, well that is it for the day, kind of day one and a half-ish. Tomorrow's gonna be an early morning wake up, probably gonna get up around 5:30, get the day started, get this done, and then yeah, we'll just see how things go. Hopefully the hunger starts to go away, but I know most people say that day 2, day 3 are very, very difficult, and you actually start to see reduced appetite after day 3. So unfortunately, I'm only gonna be doing 72 hours unless my body is saying, hey, keep going for it. But tomorrow is hopefully gonna be about the same as today. All right, I'll see you then. Good morning. It is officially day 2. It's about 5:45 in the morning. Had actually a pretty decent night of sleep last night. I only got up at 3 in the morning. I thought I was gonna stay up longer than I actually did. I probably fell asleep within a few minutes. Yeah, so day 2 ready to go. Before we get the day started, I'm just gonna get the blood glucose going. Okay, we are at 82. So things are pretty consistent, and yeah, looking forward to good old day 2. Okay, so it is 1:30 p.m. right now. I'm approaching the 48-hour mark of this 72-hour journey. And yeah, in terms of how I'm feeling right now, a little sluggish. I feel like my brain is just operating a little bit slower at the moment. I would also say that besides right now, my energy has been feeling pretty good. I haven't actually been as hungry as I thought I was gonna be today, but I've been pretty thirsty. I've been trying to hydrate as much as possible, but I could probably actually do a little bit better when it comes to hydrating. I haven't had any salt yet today, so maybe that might be the one thing that could get me out of the way that I'm feeling right now. Yeah, so other than that though, yeah, I'm actually, again, surprisingly shocked at the fact that I'm not as hungry as I was yesterday. So hopefully maybe I'm transitioning into that state where there is some sort of appetite reduction. So I don't know, but I'm gonna do my blood glucose again right now and just see what those measurements are like. Oh, that was definitely the best one I've ever done too. Okay, we are at 78. Okay, so when it comes to checking my blood glucose during this whole 72-hour fast, I'm doing it just to, one, make sure that my blood glucose is in a relatively normal state. The other thing that I'm learning from checking my blood glucose is that I think this is something that I'm probably gonna wanna continue to do, obviously not as often, but semi-regularly, just because I think your blood glucose is gonna be a great predictor for helping you identify if you are seeing issues with insulin sensitivity, with any kind of long-term chronic illness or disease. So I think if I can continue to do this on a somewhat regular basis, I think it's just gonna allow me to have a better understanding of what is going on inside of my body. Okay, I got some stuff to do. I think I'm gonna have some water and I'm gonna go have some salt. But all in all, I would say that this experience so far has been a lot better than I thought it would. I think it's been a lot easier than I thought it would. And I just hope it carries over throughout the rest of the day. I honestly have no idea what to expect for the remainder of today and even tomorrow, but we shall see and I will let you know. Okay, recap for day 2. It's 9 p.m. right now, so I'm about 54 hours into the 72-hour fast. This is kind of something that I never thought I would ever do, but here we are. Today was a little bit different than yesterday. I would actually say the exact opposite of yesterday. So yesterday my energy was great all throughout the day, but I was incredibly hungry. Today though, my energy the second half of the day was just very, very low. I could have just taken a nap and it would have been incredible. My hunger though my appetite was just reduced. So maybe that's just my body kind of starting to kick into burning more fat. But like I was saying yesterday, a lot of people say that you start to lose your hunger after day 2, day 3. So maybe I was just moving a little bit faster. I don't know. We'll see how things go tomorrow though. But overall, pretty good day. I'm glad I wasn't terribly hungry, but the energy was just way lower than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was just going to be kind of feeling like I was yesterday, but not the case at all. In terms of everything that I consumed today, it was just a lot of water, had some salt, and I had 1 cup of coffee and 1 cup of green tea. No apple cider vinegar, but the salt is a lifesaver. I gotta say that 100%. It's so good. I feel like I could just lick salt all day, but didn't actually drink as much water as I did yesterday, but I think I've had enough. I'm not like incredibly thirsty, but I'm just still trying to fill up my stomach full of water. But yeah, as tomorrow goes, probably just gonna stay the course with coffee in the morning, maybe have some tea in the afternoon, and then I'll probably have some apple cider vinegar tomorrow too, just because I know that it can help kind of stave off cravings and suppress the appetite a little bit. Right now, like I said, it's about 9 o'clock. And in terms of my hunger, I'm probably at about like a 2 out of 10. So that's not too bad. And then also when it comes to the time of day when I usually eat, around that like noon-ish and like 6 o'clock period, I actually wasn't as hungry as I was yesterday. I think my ghrelin levels are kind of starting to level out a little bit, but kind of hard to say. Okay, I'm gonna do my blood glucose right now. 84. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, you can. 84.84. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it a night. Get some rest, as I am still a little bit more tired than I normally would be. and hopefully I can get some good quality and long sleep tonight. All right, see you tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to give you my weight from this morning. It was 188.8, so I'm down 1.2 pounds from yesterday. All right, well, I will see you tomorrow. Welcome to day 3 of the 72-hour fast. It is about 9 in the morning, getting a little bit of a late start here. But yeah, so got about 6 hours left, and I gotta say this, I'm a little sluggish. I'm feeling a little sluggish right now. My brain just feels so slow. The other interesting thing is that my hunger is just not 100% absent, but it's not really there. My stomach feels very, very empty. But my hunger is just, it's just not there. It's like a 1 out of 10 right now, maybe a 2 out of 10. Kind of the same as last night, maybe a little bit less. But yeah, my energy is just so low. My brain function feels a little off right now. I feel like visually I'm missing things sometimes. Like I'll be looking for a certain thing and it'll be literally right in front of my face and I won't see it. So it's just like little things like that. You know, I don't know if I slept very well last night. I got a decent amount of sleep. I had a little bit of a hard time falling asleep. It usually takes me about 3 to 5 minutes to fall asleep at night. It took me probably a half hour, 45 minutes to fall asleep. And I just woke up feeling unrested. So I don't know if that's because of me not eating for the past almost 3 days, or if it's just from, my daughter did wake up really, really early this morning, and that was something that was not ideal. So it's probably a combination of everything. I do also feel a little dehydrated right now. My mouth is pretty dry. I need to really, really focus on water consumption today. And then also I gotta have some more salt. So I've had a couple of glasses of water already. I've had my coffee. So the glucometer readings are probably gonna be, you know, they're technically not fasting, since I want to do them without having to put anything in my body, but it was a busy morning. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, 6-ish hours to go. And I guess I'm kind of excited to eat, but the other thing is, like, because I don't feel that hungry right now, part of me wants to just keep pushing this just to see if there is some sort of like mental clarity, but I'm probably gonna eat because I miss food. Like, I feel like I can smell food way easier now too. And I think that I'm really gonna enjoy eating food today. I haven't decided on what I'm gonna eat yet, but I'm gonna take it probably a little bit slow. I do have some bone broth that I'm probably gonna heat up, start with that. And then maybe have just a little bit of meat and some vegetables, and then I'll probably have like a regular dinner. So I am excited for that. So I did weigh myself this morning, and as of now I weigh 186.5 pounds. So I'm down about 3.5 pounds. Later this afternoon, I'm gonna weigh myself again for the final results. I'm gonna do my circumference measurements, my chest, waist, and hips. And then I'm gonna do another glucose reading, and then I will do my body fat at the end of the day. So at 3 p.m. today, this is all going to happen. But for now, I'm gonna do this. Okay, we're at 82. And yeah, all right, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Okay, well, I'm gonna go have some water, a lot of it. I'm gonna have a little bit of salt, and then I'm gonna go have even more water because I wanna have more water right now. Okay, I'll give you an update a little bit later. Guess what time it is right now? It's not 3 o'clock, it's 2:45, so I have 15 minutes left to go into the 72-hour fast. Very excited about wrapping this up. But before I do, with this last 15 minutes, I wanted to get my measurements in. So I wanted to check my weight, I'm gonna do my circumference measurements, my body fat, and then lastly, my last blood glucose measurement. So I just hopped on the scale and I weigh 185.5. So I am down about 4.5 pounds in 3 days. Let's check my body fat right now. And I am 13.1%. Find it. There you go, 13.1% right there. So I've lost about 0.7% in my body fat. I didn't really actually have an idea of how much my body fat was gonna go down. I just knew it was gonna go down a little bit, but it's only 3 days, so what can you really expect? Okay, now we're gonna do my circumference measurements. Okay, we are at 40. 32.5. And we are at 40 right there. We are gonna look at my blood glucose measurements. Okay, we are at 82. Okay, so all the measurements are complete, but before I give you my full recap and summary of everything that happened, I'm gonna go eat some food because I really, really want to. I'm actually not that hungry right now, but I think the anticipation of just being able to eat at 3 p.m. on the dot is just making me really eager, really excited, and I honestly just cannot wait to taste and just eat food right now. Okay, so it is about 8:15 right now, and I've actually had 2 meals, one small one to begin with at 3 o'clock, and then a dinner at about 6 o'clock. So for that first meal, I had a little bit of chicken thigh and then some bone broth, and gotta say it was pretty underwhelming, not very satisfying. And then also with dinner, that was also kind of a disappointment as well. I thought food was gonna taste incredible, and it just kind of had the same old flavor, and it was just not what I expected it was gonna be. Also, it just felt a little weird eating. I wanted to eat more, but it was strange because I didn't really feel full. I kind of just couldn't really eat anymore. There was just like a really weird disconnect between being full and not wanting to eat. Totally strange, really hard to explain. So when it comes to the measurements, the change in measurements, actually we're really not seeing a very big difference with my weight. I went from 190 to 185. With my body fat, I went from 13.8% down to 13.1%. With my circumference measurements, I lost about a ½ inch off my chest. I lost about a ½ inch off my waist, and I lost about 1.25 inches off my hips, but that one could be a little bit suspect, variation in the measurement. And then lastly, with the blood glucose levels, my initial reading was 76, and my last and final reading was 82. But overall, I think it was pretty good. And what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow is I'm gonna give you a full detailed recap of just my thoughts about the 72-hour fast, how I felt throughout it, and if I would actually do it again.